Welcome to Beer 101. This course is aimed at offering students a better understanding of one of the world's oldest forms of beverage. The origins of beer are really unclear. The first writings about beer happened in the 5th millennium BCE. Both the ancient Egyptians and the ancient Mesopotamians described beer as being a mix of cereals and sugars which were fermented by yeasts in the air. Here is an ancient Sumerian tablet, said to be from 6000 BCE. The tablet is said to depict people drinking beer from a communal bowl, from reeds or straws. Throughout the ages, the art of brewing and crafting beers has grown immensely. Today, the brewing industry is a global business, consisting of several multinational companies, and hundreds of thousands of smaller regional and local breweries. Let us start out by discussing what a beer consists of. The first ingredient is hops. The hops plant are climbing plants which helps maximize growth. Hops grow on vines, producing tiny flowers that look like soft pine cones. They are resinous and sticky. These flowers are harvested and then dried. Hops are typically associated with the bitterness of a beer. However, hops are also one of the main reasons for the flavors and aromas that a beer produces. There are several different types of hops used in the brewing process. Let us first discuss noble hops. No one really knows where the term noble hops comes from, but we associate this term with their traditional use within European beers. There are 4 noble hops: Tettnanger, Hallertau Middelfru, Saaz and Spalter. The first noble hop is Tettnanger. Bitterness from Tettnang is rich, yet soft. It is a hop most commonly used in northern German pilsners. Hallertau Hersbrucker is a grassy, hay-like aroma hop, and is seldom used for bittering purposes. This is very common in German pilsners. Hallertau Middelfru is typically used for the aroma and then another hop is used for adding bitterness. Saaz is a Bohemian hop, used in almost all Czech pilsners. It offers a soft bitterness and slight fruity aromas. The final noble hop is Spalter. It offers a fine, spicy aroma. Used in all manner of German-style beers, both ale and lager. Is the signature hop for Altbier. Those are the noble hops. Let's take a look at other variations of different types of hops. Oddenum is an aroma-based hops which is cultivated by Yakima Chief ranches. Amarillo is relatively new, but popular. This is a good all-purpose Cascade hop substitute. Brewer's Gold is mainly a bittering hop with a soft bitterness. Sometimes used in aroma variety in conjunction with noble hops. Cascades, or Willamette's hops, are used in most ales. They are used in ales because they produce a floral aroma. Cascades are one of the most popular hops within the brewing community. Centennial hops are similar to Cascade, perhaps with sweeter fruitier notes and a slightly chunkier bitterness. Chinook hops are big, rich, robust bitterness, with woody aroma characteristics that are best used in a blend with other American hops. Crystal hops are used in lagers for their spicy aromas. First Gold is a dwarf hop, which is a spicy, with a high alpha and slightly richer bitterness. Fuggles is a common English hop which produces a juicier, more foresty character. Galena is a widely popular American bittering hop, with a medium bitterness. Wow, that's a lot of hops. But, that is only the one list. We still have another list to run through. Goldings is a soft, earthy hop, widely cultivated, and very common in English ales. Liberty is a very popular English bittering hop. It is used sparingly because of its potency. Lublin, the grassy, hay-like signature of Polish lagers. The bitterness is slightly harsher than noble varieties, but the aroma is a little bit softer. Northdown is a dual-purpose hop in England, with a northern brewer-like bitterness, and modest but refined aroma, well suited to backing up maltier-style beers. Northern Brewer has a moderate bitterness, and an aroma that is quite mellow, and usually used in combination, but best suited for bittering. Pacific Gem from New Zealand contributes a bearish aroma. Has a woody, bearish note yet not very bitter. Simcoe has piney notes and a rounded bitterness. Has made increasing appearances the past couple of years, in both pilsners and ales. Stracel-Spalt is a classic French aroma hop, used mainly in lagers. Fairly neutral character can be tough to detect. Warrior is a new bittering hop, whose popularity is on the rise due to slightly softer bitterness. Willamette is a mild aroma hop, with a herbal, sometimes gently fruity character. There are many more hops than just these. However, It is a good idea to know the difference and the styles of each. The next ingredient is malt. Malt are cereal grains, which is the body of the beer. Most commonly barley is used as the major component to malt. However, some beers use wheat, rice, oats, and rye, and less frequently, corn and sorghum. This is the starch source of the beer. In order to produce alcohol, you must have some sort of sugar involved. This is where the starch comes into play. Grain is malted by soaking it in water, allowing it to begin germination. Malting grain produces enzymes that convert starches in the grain into fermentable sugars. The next ingredient is yeast. Yeast is a single-celled microorganism that ferments various sugars from the malt in the presence of oxygen. The byproduct of fermentation is CO2 and alcohol. Keeping the strain pure and clean is the most important part of the process to ensure reputable fermentation and a consistent final product. There are many strains of yeast, but we will discuss two different types: top fermenting and bottom fermenting yeast. Top fermenting is also known as ale yeast. Ale yeasts are generally regarded as top fermenting yeasts since they rise to the surface during fermentation, creating a very thick, rich yeast head. Ale yeast produces a distinctively fruity flavor to the beer. Top fermenting yeasts are used for brewing ales, porters, stouts, altbier, kolsch, and wheat beers. Bottom fermenting yeast are also known as lager yeasts. Lager yeasts grow less rapidly than ale yeast, and with less surface foam they tend to settle out to the bottom of the fermenter as fermentation nears completion. The final flavor of the beer will depend a great deal on the strain of lager yeast and the temperatures at which it was fermented. Some of the lager styles made from bottom fermenting yeasts are Pilsners, Dortmunders, Marzen, Bock's, and American malt liquors. The final ingredient is water. Water makes up 92 to 95% of the beer. All brewers treat their water to some degree. Some try to find the freshest source of water, while others heat their water to rid the water of chlorine. And some even add ingredients to the water to give a separate taste than their competitors. Nevertheless, water is a very important ingredient within the beer.